Good morning. Oh, I'm a little cloudy. Hang on. Let's try that again. Oh, that doesn't help. I'm still ugly. Good morning. It is Monday, June 19th, 2023, and it is 8:47 a.m. in my locale. Yesterday, another mosquito, darn it. No video yesterday. That's all on me. Reason being, I woke up and I was feeling extra hermity yesterday. Now, I understand this happens from time to time. It's happening a little more frequently than I would like it to happen. I did talk to one or two people, but it was mainly business related, work related. But other than that, we went outside when it was cooler, we came inside to get cooler when it was too warm, and we pretty much just kept to ourselves. And if I saw people coming, I pretty much made sure the door was locked. I just threw my head over and looked at it. Now, I'm not sure if this is healthy, unhealthy, unnecessary. Is this the other part of the diagnosis they gave me cropping up? I don't know. I do know that if it starts to get a little crazy, okay, like every day, then we have to adjust it and figure out there might be an issue. As of right now, the only issue appears to be that sometimes I want my alone time, and I really want my alone time. Am I afraid of people out there? No. Am I fearing that they're going to be? No. Do they want something? Maybe. Do I want to give it to them? No. So that's just the end of that. It's just, I don't want to deal with you people. And that happens. Not you people, but just people. Sometimes I just need to turn it all off. And again, I've always been like that. That's why I used to go for like 2-day hikes when I was younger. And now, because there's so little people here, when I look at them and I go, we're too crowded, I really start to just take more time with meditation, try to watch my diet, that kind of thing. Because I don't want that to slip out of whatever. Because that's when you start driving down the road in the middle of the night and you start going, I got to get out of here. We don't want to have that happen. Let's move to our daily Zen poem. Okay. This teaching says that all sentient beings possess the true mind of emptiness and quiescence, whose nature is without exception fundamentally pure. Bright, unobscured, astute, and constantly aware, it constantly abides to the end of time. This is called Buddha nature. It is also called Tatthagarbha and mind ground. Because from time without beginning it has been concealed by false thoughts, sentient beings cannot realize it, and thereby they experience birth and death. The supremely enlightened, feeling pity for them, manifest in the world to proclaim that all dharmas characterized by birth and death are empty, and to reveal the complete identity of this mind with all Buddhas. Sung Mi 780. Alrighty. Let's take a look at this. Bright, unobscured, astute, and constantly aware, it constantly abides to the end of time. Well, if that doesn't sound like situational awareness, I have no idea what we would call it. The Buddha nature and mind ground. Lowest state. Okay, we're not throwing anything up there. We're not adding any other information up there. We're not adding in our preconceived notions. Right? We are at ground state. Reality. We have too little of people embracing reality today, and too many people embracing fantasy today. I want it to be this way, but I don't have the skills, knowledge, and experience to make it that way. Plus, it may be biologically, chemically, or universally, by the laws of nature, impossible. So, the world is wrong, but you're right. It's called solipsism. I make the world around me. Well, what if you're an idiot? Alright, let's move over to our daily rune pull. No, whoa, hold on. We had a rune jump out of the bag. Now that, too, jump out of the bag. That is not a good sign. That means what happens is you're not approaching it with seriousness and intent. So we're going to stop. We're going to approach this with seriousness and intent. We look at our picture like always. No, I'm going to return it. I opened it this way. That's Kano. Now, I'm fairly sure we have pulled that rune before. It's a good rune. We pulled it in its what's called upright, not inverted state. So let's see if we can find it. Alright, 111. This is the rune of opening, renewed clarity, dispelling the darkness been shrouding some part of your life. You are free now to receive and to know the joy of non-attached giving. Remember what we said about non-attached giving. Remember what we said about giving, right? It is the rune for the morning of activities, for seriousness, clear intent, and concentration. That speaks to me. I have a number of more business calls to make. The beginning of work. The protection is offered that the more light you can see, you can better understand what is trivial and outmoded in your conditioning. You grow and develop. We're also talking about karmic shift, okay? In relationships, there can now be a mutual opening up. You may serve as the trigger or the timekeeper, though your awareness that the light of understanding is once again available to you both. In my particular world, that is very hopeful. Okay? I would kill or die at this point to see a particular number on that phone. We'll see what happens. My trigger is that I await with open arms. You get to do what you think is right in that moment. You must recognize that while on the one hand you are limited and dependent, the other you exist at the perfect center where the harmonious and beneficent forces of the universe emerge and radiate. You are that center. Yes, you are. You are the center. And, you know, you're not the sun and the world doesn't revolve around you. That's where we ended up with the purple hair screaming, Mimi, let's get 14 tattoos, cover our faces, and I'm going to cry because mommy didn't get me a Hot Pocket. Even though I have a useless degree. That's the world it is. The center of the world around me. I will both generate and I will feed that which is of value. And by doing so, I will be nourished and you will be nourished. Okay, this is outside the line of the tantrum. The tantrum is, you're mean because you didn't give it to me. And the answer is, well, you're 3. You're not having another cookie. And when you're 23, the answer is, we're not going to give it to you. You better go earn it. Keep in mind that when they talk about the center, what that really means. For old people like me, it has a way different meaning than to the walking garbage. Anywhere between the age of 3 to probably about 40 at this point. Simply put, if you've been operating in the dark, it is now enough light to see that the patient on the operating table is you. We always have to grow and develop. We always have to meditate. We always have to try to develop something. Even if it's, in my case, I'll use it as a dumb example. Okay, I don't eat enough vegetables. Alright, I really don't. So, what did I do? I dehydrated spinach and carrots. Ground them up, and every time I make a meal, beef, chicken, pork, whatever, I put a tablespoon or 2 of that into whatever I'm eating. That little shift will help me on my health, and or in my particular case, to maintain my declining health, and delay that as long as possible. You get to make those choices for you. You are the patient on the operating table, and I think that's beautiful. Because, hey, you're also your own doctor, right? So just a dumb example, your mileage may vary. Please consult your owner's manual. Let's go to our little book. Okay. If the Tao of warfare indicates certain victory, even though the ruler has instructed that combat should be avoided, you must engage in battle when it is permissible. If the Tao of warfare indicates that you will not be victorious, even though the ruler instructs you to engage in battle, not fighting is permissible. Thus, a general who does not advance to seek fame nor fail to retreat to avoid being charged with a capital offense of retreating, but seeks only to preserve the people and gain advantage for the ruler, is the state's treasure. I have a feeling we pulled that before. That one says, just because somebody's in charge doesn't mean that they're right. And if that message does not speak to anything since about, I would say, in my quiet memory, I guess about 1980. No, maybe 1984. Maybe 88. Upwards. Those in charge are not right. And, so you do what is the right thing for you and your people, no matter what they say. And I think that that's perfectly fine, because then you can always turn around and look at that, whatever is in front of you, and go, hey, you made a great decision. Give them the credit. You did the right thing for you. You did the right thing for those you care about. Doesn't matter who gets to wave the little sign and pretend and smile and pretend they're happy. You were the victor. You won. You won. And it's not you. You won for everyone. You stood up and you fought for everyone, and you won. Now, I warn you, as I stand up a little bit, I go, make sure you understand who you're fighting for. Be very choosy about those that you fight for. Because I'll tell you right now, if somebody went out an hour away and they said, we need a hero to come out, I would be like, you're looking at the wrong guy. No, you're zombies, garbage, walking animals, and I'm not a zookeeper, guys. I retired. No, you're going to have to do it yourselves. Maybe you can make better decisions to counter the poor decisions you made to get you in the crappy situation you're in now. But you shouldn't be running away. You should be able to actually embrace and feel the results of those bad decisions you made. So maybe you'll learn and not make the same ones, or even worse, take your bad ideas and go, it's too dangerous here. Go somewhere else that's nice, and then turn it into the place you just ran away from. What a concept, right? On a happy note, let's stand up. And the happy pint. Our obligatory case of you. Note his new name tag. He has a fancy new name tag, doesn't he? Yes, you do. You look good, baby. Such a good boy. Ate well, slept well. He did a great job. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to... Excuse me. Come here. You weirdo. Your quiet moment of Bodhi. Also, new name tag. Quiet moment of Bodhi begins now. No? You want to go play with your squirrel? He looks like he's ready for his mid-morning nap and wants to play with his squirrel. Which is fine. You can do that. So yeah, yesterday was extra hermity. I kind of think I know why. And I didn't really realize it until way later in the day. And the reason I might have been extra hermity is because yesterday was Father's Day. And many of you know my story with my children and my stepchildren, and would understand why Father's Day would certainly make me want to run inside, shut the door, and turn off the lights, because I don't want to be found. If you don't know the story, someday you'll know, and it'll all make sense. So it could have been a component of that I wasn't aware of. I guess the other thing, thinking about that, is, I often think about how fathers are really trivialized today as unnecessary, unimportant. They're always portrayed as stupid and bumbling, when the masculine has so much to offer males and female children about life, love, relationships, skills, guidance, everything. And yet we're constantly kicked into the corner, whether it be in the media, family court, societally. We're kicked into the corner. So that's a little painful too. I used to want to give all of the information I had and all the things I wanted to portray to somebody and transfer them to somebody. So that information, whether it be cultural, generational, skill sets, information, experience, wanted to transfer them so that it wouldn't get lost. But since I have completely gone gulp, and if, again, the children, my child and the children I was a step-parent to, I have absolutely no interest in transferring that information. Absolutely none. Goose egg zero. You get nothing. And that's the end of that. If it was so damn important, when I was talking, you would have listened. But when I was talking, you didn't listen. So now I stopped talking and I walked away. If it doesn't work, you don't know, Google it. Leave me alone. I don't want to get involved. The minute I'm involved, they're probably going to actually either, yell at me, force me to pay for it. I'm now accountable and responsible for these bad ideas. I don't want to be any part of that. Do it yourself. And when it fails, find a mirror and try napkins. Okay? You shouldn't be crying into paper towels. So let's talk about our message. Let's call it all together, because I still have things I got to do today. Sentient beings possess the true mind of emptiness and quiescence. All of us understand the base level of reality. Okay? And, once you start, they're saying birth and death, and they're just looking at a timeless, formless, we're all part of everything. I look at it as every single sentient anything has an understand of base reality. Okay? And we should be working with that, and we should not be fighting against it. Saying you don't like gravity does not have any effect on whether gravity works against you. That's the way it is. Base reality. Take it as it stands, work with it, and understand how to function through it instead of wanting to change it because it hurts your feelings. Facts don't care about feelings, and the only people who care about feelings are your mom and your therapist is getting paid to care. The end. Number 2, our room talks about opening, changing, a lot of effort, renewed clarity, renewed energy. And that's good, because I do have a lot of renewed energy. I'm still doing some planting today. Caring for neighbors' plants today. I'm still starting more potatoes today. The last potato crop, small but good. It was about 2 meals worth. It was good. No dehydrating today. Everything's clean here. And maybe a little dehydrating. Maybe I'll do some more bacon. The dehydrated bacon came out really, really good. Okay, really good. And I got a lot of good bacon grease out of it, which is great. I should be mixing it more into the dog's food for their skin and coat, especially with the mosquitoes and everything else. So I need to move that to the front. So maybe I need to rearrange my kitchen a little bit so that it's in my eyes when I'm doing that. And our rune tells us, if you will succeed, if no matter what those in charge say. If they say no and the answer is the situation looks like a yes, yes. If they say yes and the situation looks like a no, no. Know yourself, know your limits, know what you're doing, trust in your skills and experience. Don't worry about who's in charge, because let's face it, if you want to see who's in charge, if you want to look out to our executive, judicial, or administrative branch, you're going to come up empty. If you look to your boss, if you look to your elected officials, you're going to come up dry as a bone. If you look directly in the mirror, carefully, you'll see who's in charge. One of the guys that I really enjoy reading about, his name is Warren Buffett. And what he said is, when I get up, I look in the mirror, and then everybody's had their say. Be that guy. Be that girl. That's the one you want to be. And again, be very choosy about where you put your time, your energy, your money, and who you help. Because not everybody that smiles at you is your friend, and not everybody that wants something just wants one. Right? Be careful. These aren't people anymore. You're going to have to find people. They aren't just walking down the street. So, since this was philosophical, a little dark, I find it very hopeful because it helps keep my head on a swivel and oriented. I'm going to sign off the right way. If you don't help you, nobody else will. Thanks, Mom. Are they like-minded? Do they share your values? Do they have something to offer? Or no to any of these questions? Out you go, youngster. You're not tribe. Way too late in the game, and the game's already been poisoned to the point that we don't even want to be on the game board anymore. We want to develop our own game board. We want to develop our own set of ways in thinking. We want to be left alone. We want to do it the right way, and we want to do it the right way without interference. So, hope today you do it the right way. You do it without interference. You get the things that you're looking for. You get the success. You get, what you earned. And don't ever, ever let somebody take away what you earned and say it's their cut. Give them a cut. It's yours and you earned it, and you can do with it whatever that item is, thought, idea, physical item, it is yours to do what you want to do with it. And the most important thing that you have is your time. Keep that in mind. So from Queso, Bodie, and me, I'm going to go outside and get a support so I can get these potatoes to the windowsill to get them a little bit more growth. I need their eyes to be a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to start on these business phone calls. So, I want you to have a great day. I want you to be successful. I want you to win. And more importantly, don't put up with their garbage. Tell them to shut up and walk away. Sometimes being a hermit does have its advantages.